Shut up and sit down.
What's the story, Internet? What's the story, Internet? Hope you're all having a wonderful day so far. Sorry, I haven't been around for a couple of days. I've been caught up in the Euros fever because I don't know if anyone told you, but yeah, it's coming home. Apologies that I couldn't play the actual song there, but so is life on YouTube. They'd come after me if I'd played the actual song, so this one will have to do. But yes, it's coming home. England has won 1-0. Everything is great. Tournament's going great. Everything's wonderful. So it is a little bit late. I was planning on doing this before Friday, but I got caught up in all of the other videos I was making, and then I've had some problems with my car and stuff like that. So it's a little bit late, but this is going to be my prediction video. I am going to put in my predictions for Euro 2020. So I'm going to be using the official UEFA.com Predictor. So I'm going to show you what I think is going to happen. Now, I'm going to try and not take into account the matches that we have seen over the last 4 days. And I'm going to go by with what I was going to predict beforehand anyway. But yeah, this is going to be what I think is going to happen in the Euros. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Right, so as I mentioned, here we have the UEFA.com official website, and this is the website I'm going to be using for my predictors. So let's start with Group A. So Group A, I definitely think that Italy is going to win. So I'm going to put Italy first. That's just easy, out of the way. Now, with the other three, we have a bit of trouble here because any one of them could really go through. Now, I know I was saying that I wasn't going to try and let my let my bias get through after seeing the results, but after seeing the results, Switzerland and Wales drawing 1-1, it really opens the door for all of them. I think that Switzerland are going to go through. I think Turkey are going to be third. And I think Wales are going to finish fourth. Now, I would like to see another British team go through, however, they're not the most composed team. Now, if it was the team that played against Belgium in 2016, I think Wales would do well. But I think this group is just going to be very difficult for them. Don't know how they'll perform against a very compact Wales. And Italy, I can't see them beating Italy. So I think that's my one for Group A. So Group B, Belgium, shoe-in. Now, I think that Denmark are going to come second. I think that Finland are going to come third, and I think that Russia are going to come fourth. Now, one thing I do want to say is that is going with what I said with my previous, not having it biased. I do think that having what happened, the awful event with Christian Eriksen, I do think that Group B, I think Finland is going to go through. I think Russia looks good against Belgium. Finland look good regardless, but I think that Denmark are going to find it very difficult without their talismanic midfielder, and I also think they're going to find it very difficult to get momentum back after what happened. So, sad to say, but I think that this isn't going to be what happened, but we're going off of pre-tournament. So, next group, I think Holland are going to do well in this one. It's very difficult with the rest of them. I would love to see North Macedonia do well. I really, really would. I think that Austria are going to be second. And it's such a toss-up between the other two. I think Ukraine, and then I think Macedonia. I think that Macedonia could have, because they have no pressure, I think they could play some very free-flowing football against these two. And I think that they might pull up an upset. But after what happened, yeah, I think that they're going to find it difficult against Holland and very difficult against Ukraine, and I think that's where they're going to finish, unfortunately. So moving on to Group D, obviously it's coming home, so England's going to go through. I think Croatia are going to finish third. I think they're an ageing side. I think they're going to find it very difficult. Scotland, unfortunately, I can't see doing very, very well, and I think that the Czech Republic are going to finish second. I think Scotland are they're just so hit and miss. I think they're going to come out fighting against England on Friday. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, they're just so hit and miss. I can't see them being able to be steady enough to pull it out of the bag. So next, I'm going to say that Spain is going to go through. Then I'm actually going to do a shock one and say Slovakia. Then Sweden. Poland just are not composed enough for me. You see them, they have some great players. Szczesny, Lewandowski, Zielinski. They have some great players. Glick in the back, but just they can never find the composure, and they just don't click as a group for some reason. So now here is the tough one. This is the one that is going to cause the arguments. So let's get this one out of the way. Sorry, Hungary. I would love for Hungary to do well. I just can't see it, unfortunately. I think it's going to be that. I think it's going to be that. And I think it's going to be that. Now, very, very contentious. I can see this going either way. Like I said, I can't see Hungary going through. I think these three are just way too strong, and I think they're going to be the punching bags for these three teams, sorry to say. But the reason I put Portugal is because I think they're going to be the best third team. Then I think it's going to be Sweden. And then again, I think Croatia's just too old. I don't think they're going to do it, so I'm going to say Turkey and Finland. Sorry Ukraine, sorry Croatia, but yeah, I just can't see it happening. So on to the next stage, we're going to continue to the knockouts. So this is where it's going to get difficult. So that one's relatively easy. I think Belgium's going to sweep Sweden aside. I think Italy are going to find it difficult against Austria, but I think they're going to make it. France, everyone's favourites. This is the battle of the underdogs. I think Slovakia, I think they're just a very composed side. They've got some great talent in there. England's going to beat the old enemy. Spain would probably beat Finland. Holland against Portugal, that's a difficult one. I think Holland are actually going to make it through. I think they've got a point to prove, their first tournament back. And this one, I'm going to say Switzerland. So yeah, I think, and because I think Holland have got a point to prove, I think they're going to make it there and face England. And then I think it's going to be France. This is a tough one. Belgium are so hit and miss, they really are. But I think it's going to be a repeat of the World Cup semi-finals. And then I think it's going to be France, and I think it's going to be England. And like I said, it's coming home. So, I have England as my Euro 2020 winners. So, as you can see, the Archers of Wembley, just like 1966, I think it's going to come home. And yeah, I think that's all she wrote, really. I think we've just got such a great team at the moment, and I think that this is our year. And I know that we've been saying that for years. We had, in the 90s, we had Paul Gascoigne and we had Teddy Sheringham, and then we went to the golden generation with Gerrard and then Lampard and Beckham and Rio Ferdinand and Sol Campbell and Michael Owen and Wayne Rooney and all these great players and Paul Scholes, and we just couldn't do it. And then we had the upset in 2016 with Iceland, and then we made it to the semi-finals in 2018, got knocked out by Croatia. Something's got to give eventually. Something has got to give eventually, and I think this is our year. I really, really do. But I'm an England fan, so I'm biased, of course, but these are my honest and true predictions for what I think is going to happen in Euro 2020. Please let me know what your predictions are. I hope you're enjoying the football. I will be with you over the next couple of days for a review of the first round of the group stages, probably Wednesday, because that will be when the next round starts. And I'm going to continue that trend through the second part and the third part, then obviously we'll get to the knockout stages. So, but one last thing I want to say, I sincerely hope the best for Christian Eriksen. It was a terrible, terrible incident that happened on the pitch. I was watching it and it was awful to watch. But credit to Simon Kjær and Kasper Schmeichel. Credit to the Danish and the Finnish fans for showing the camaraderie together. Credit to the referees. Absolutely credit to the medical staff for everything that they did. I was fearing the worst for a while, and they absolutely pulled it together and saved that young man. And it was truly something to behold, the tragedy, and then to see it all working out for a positive outcome. So I'm so glad that the news is positive, and hopefully it remains that way. But what a tragedy to befall. But out of the ashes came a phoenix, and I hope that that's good news. So on with the rest of the tournament, and hopefully we can have that same camaraderie, that same togetherness that incident showed us, and hopefully we can have a wonderful tournament, and hopefully we can watch football come home after all these years. 55 years of hurt is way too long, and we need it to come back. So on that note, I hope you're all staying safe, keeping out of trouble. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, ta-ra for now.